Hello, beautiful souls. Namaste. This is Jenna Giannetti with another video. Last night's video got such great reviews that I decided I am going to continue on the subject of love. I am feeling so much gratitude, complete gratitude. Yesterday was my first video, and it got so much love. It got so much love, both on the YouTube, outside the YouTube. I had people messaging me, telling me that I inspired them, which completely amazed me because I'm just speaking from my heart. I'm speaking from my soul. I'm speaking from spirit, and really, these aren't my words. This is spirit's words, and I am just an avatar that is projecting the words that need to be heard. So if you're listening, and thank you so much, and I'm going to dive right in. So continuing on the subject of love, I am someone who is a complete hopeless romantic. It has been all that I ever cared about, all that I ever wanted. And growing up, I continued to look outside of myself for this divine masculine, this person that would complete me. And that's wrong. So many people, mostly, I'm going to say mostly, people are looking for love outside of themselves, when the person that we are looking for is us. We are looking for us. And love, true feelings of being in love with another being is an alignment with yourself. It is an alignment with you and your higher self. And when you are arguing, or you're angry, or you are fighting with your partner, that is your higher self feeling differently than you feel about the subject. We are love. We are unconditional love. And nothing else. Nothing else. And we get into these patterns as human beings. We have our higher self, our spirit, and then we have our ego. And we get into these patterns where we get fearful and we get scared to express our love onto other people because we feel rejection, that they won't love us or their feelings for us won't be the same. And I will be honest, I am guilty of this. I am so guilty of this. And I'm sure you guys are too. I look for attention outside of myself because I don't feel whole at times. But when I really come into alignment with who I really am, like I am right now, I realize nothing is outside of me, and how dare I expect anyone to make me feel any sort of way. I am responsible for my own feelings. And so are you. Someone's actions may upset you, but it is no one's responsibility to make you feel any kind of way, no matter what the commitment that you have is. And I understand we come into these relationships, and we come into these relationships with contrast. We come into these relationships with agreements with each other of, hey, we're only going to see each other. You're not going to look outside of me. We're only physical with each other. And I get it. I really get it. But there is no right or wrong. Whether you are monogamous or you are polyamorous, it is our love. And the problem with people is everyone wants to control everyone else when they cannot control themselves. And sorry to say, and I understand this is going to be so esoteric, but who are you to tell anyone what to do with their own body, their own mind, their own soul? Because if someone loves you, if someone wants you, they will abide by only wanting you physically. But you have to come to realize that it's not about love. We confuse love and attachment. Love is not attachment. Love is giving people the freedom, giving people no restrictions, not being controlling. Saying, I love you so much that I want you to be happy, whether that is with me or someone else. I want you to be happy. It is love. That is love. That is unconditional love. Allowing people the freedom to express themselves in whatever way they feel they need to. We are vibrational creatures. We vibrate towards each other and apart from each other constantly. And my advice to you is, if you make these agreements with someone, make the agreement to be with each other, but not hold each other back if you ever fall. Agreeing to fall out of alignment but then fall back into it. Giving people the freedom to be who they are. I truly believe that is the number one reason for failed relationships is expectations. We are constantly evolving. We are constantly changing. We are constantly forming different beings. I am a different Jenna than I was yesterday. Every day we become different. And so if we are changing so rapidly, how can you expect anyone else to remain the same and remain who they want to be? Everyone is creating their own grids, and everybody is our reflection. And if you are unhappy with someone in the moment, it is because you are out of alignment with yourself. And I speak about this. I chose this subject for two reasons. One, because I love love. But also because this is a subject that I fall out of alignment with myself. And I will be vulnerable and I will be honest in my own personal life right now. I am going through this. I am talking to someone where I don't know what is going on with us. I don't know if we have a label. I don't know if we don't have a label. I know that I love this person. I love this person. But I am not going to restrict them. I am not going to control them. I am not going to tell them what to do with themselves. And this person does not communicate like I communicate. They are very careful with their words. And his attitude is, you know how I feel. Do I need to constantly say it? And it is my human self. It is my ego that needs to hear the words. But when I come into alignment with that, who I really am, I know the love. I feel the love. I don't need the words. I like the words. But it's not necessary. And this person has been challenging the heck out of me. Challenging me in every single way. Because I'm not getting what my ego wants. And that's the words. But despite that, the love still stands. We get into this pattern where we don't want to express love to someone because we're scared of rejection when we are unconditional love. And in loving unconditionally, we reflect back at the other person that love, which then gives us the love back that we see mirrored. But that's the problem. The problem is we get scared, for example, of I can't express my love for them. So we reflect that at them. So then they don't give us the love that we want. So then we reflect that back once again. And then we end up in this constant cycle of unhappiness, and then we're blaming the other person for our unhappiness. Our job is not to receive love, but to give love in our essence. We love to love. We love to care. We love to feel. And we forgot that somewhere down the line. And somewhere down the line, we grew up to think, oh, someone has to be loving me to love them back. And that is so wrong. That is so wrong. We love because it is our nature. We love because that's who we are. Unrestricted, complete freedom to be who you are. To love despite the conditions. Despite what the person is doing or saying or feeling or expressing. Loving unconditionally. You don't have to like, you don't have to agree. But you still love. Just like I said, it is the love of a child and a mother. It's constant. It doesn't rid itself. It's just there. Be the unconditional love that you are. Express yourself unbitingly. Allow your partner the freedom, whether you are monogamous or you are polyamorous. It doesn't matter. Who are you to tell anybody what to do? I am a very monogamous being. I desire monogamy. I want monogamy. I want one person. But I am never going to tell someone they cannot do something. It is my expectation that you will be your own being. I love the person so much that they can express themselves. The problem isn't cheating. The problem is communication. The problem is people being scared to communicate how they feel, what they think, what they need. What they need. And that's what a relationship is. I am Jenna, and despite who I'm with, despite if someone knows me like the back of their hand, they are still not me in this incarnation. So they can never fully know every thought that I think, which is why it is necessary to communicate without fear. Without fear. I am going to tell you a very personal story. A couple years ago, I was in a relationship with a man I truly loved. I thought he was it. I did. But at the time, this was before my awakening, we were experiencing contrast because I wanted him to be it, but I knew in my soul he was not. And we went to an event at a church. This was when I was very Christian. And I met this guy and I talked to him. And the moment that I laid eyes on this other man that was not my boyfriend, I thought he was it. I thought he was that divine person I had been searching my whole entire life for. And we left that day, and I felt shame. But I said to my boyfriend at the time, I said, "Do you remember that guy I was talking to at the event?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "I think he's it. I think he's my twin flame." And his response was, "Okay." At that moment, it was just okay. The next day, the guy who I was talking to found me on Facebook. He messaged me, and he reciprocated his feelings, telling me that he believed I was the person that he had waited his whole life for, and that he understood that I had a boyfriend, and he wanted to respect me. But he believed he was it. When I saw that message, it was everything that I was feeling. It was everything that I was thinking. And this man that was not my boyfriend just expressed this. There was no physical contact. There was nothing but communication. And I went home to my boyfriend and I cried my eyes out. I cried and I cried and I cried again. Because I thought this person who I had just met was the person I was supposed to spend my life with. Yet I loved my boyfriend. And do you know what he did? He didn't yell at me. He didn't scream at me. He didn't shame me. He held me. He held me as I cried. And he told me that he loved me so much that he wanted my happiness. And that if I felt this other man was that person, he would let me go. And in that moment, that is unconditional love. That is love. After that day, I decided to stay with my boyfriend. I did not explore that opportunity. In the end, me and my boyfriend ended up breaking up about a year later. And I then explored that other opportunity after we broke up. And come to find out, that other opportunity was not it. He was not it either. But he had a very important lesson to teach me that I didn't realize until years later, until this time period, what that lesson was. And that was a lesson of unconditional love. That was a lesson of how we need to be in relationships. The respect that we must have for people. We are emotional beings, first and foremost. And when we feel any negative emotion, it means our higher self feels differently about the issue than we feel. And we need to move away. So I challenge you guys to really think about the romances in your life and how you are going about your life, how you're going about your romance, how your romance is working for you. Are you giving the freedom? Are you controlling the relationships? Are you putting restrictions on the other person? And if so, how is that working out for you? Is it well? Are you getting along? It is my promise to you that when you come in alignment with that who you really are, the person that you've been searching for will be yourself. And when you come into alignment with yourself and you love yourself 100% full-heartedly, with no guilt, no shame, no fear, you will find that mirror image. You will find that manifested partner, that physical manifested partner that you have been yearning for. And when you do, don't control, don't restrict. Love. Despite their actions, love, communicate, and feel. Life is supposed to be fun. It is supposed to be fun, and we take it so seriously sometimes. But remember, the contrast is serving us beautifully. There is nothing in this world that needs to be fixed. There's nothing in this world that's wrong. You are creating this world in your image. Everyone and everything is your image. So get in alignment with who you are. Love yourself unapologetically. Love yourself for everything that you are. The good, the bad, the sour, the sweet. And mate with your soul. And if you're looking for your soulmate, when you mate with your soul, you will find your soulmate. This is Jenna Janetti. Thank you for joining in, and I hope to see you again soon. Love and light. Namaste.